Okay, this is a response to Shafe and like all the church shit we've been talking about. One thing you should get is that I'm like some sort of a breed of gnostic of my own making. I'm a heretic, according to like most of y'all, probably. So, like, this is what I believe. You can believe whatever you want to believe. That's cool. In my belief system, I don't think God cares about homosexuality. I'm writing new rules. And, this image, you can see this. This is what's going on here. This is the universe that we live in. Okay, like the local god slash angel is probably one of the ones from the Bible, like Gabriel or some shit. I don't really know how that works. Okay? But that's not the real God. The real God is I am that I am beyond time and space, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, like the creator of the universe. Not that one. This is a big thing that like a lot of people don't get, is that there's that discrepancy. And then like down here you have like the devil and hell and earth. And to explain some of this shit, I have Odin and Yahweh here as names for a male and female force. It doesn't really matter what you call these. I like calling them that because it makes people pissed off. Yahweh's probably not the right name to have here. Anywho, we are in a thing where souls keep reincarnating to this planet in a male or female form. And there is this war between the two energies that continues on throughout time, and you can't fucking stop it, basically. And these are the false gods. There's two groups of them, the male ones and the female ones, and like, I don't know if they're like cast down angels or some shit. Like, some of that makes sense from what I've seen, but like, I think it's just this is how God built the universe. It's how it works. For whatever reason, like, it's like talking to you is like talking to a Jedi about the nature of their universe versus talking to a Sith about the nature of their universe. Like, y'all don't get that you live here and that you're fighting over this, and that if you can wield both the dark side and the light, you fucking own the place. Basically. But, like, I don't think you necessarily want to own the place. Because when you do, you end up in hell. Which is what all this shit is, you know? You keep coming back here to a point. I think eventually you do stay in hell. I don't know exactly what that's like. But these are spiritual realms. I don't think either one of them is necessarily good or bad. The one with the more people in it's probably the better one for most of y'all. I don't know what goes on down here. I wouldn't want to be there. Okay? My vision of hell was basically being in chains working a big fucking ram. So, you know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm not right. I don't know. All I know is that we keep reincarnating here until you get it right or wrong, basically. And you, like, are picking a side while you're here by what you do and how you do it. And you can either ascend or descend. And with some of the shit that I was doing, I was descending. Okay? And giving myself to Jesus at least brought me back to, like, here somewhere, I think. Not really sure, because like the numbers I keep seeing are 33 33s, but like I think that's a different set of numbers from this. Maybe I am just at a better part of hell according to you. That would be funny. If it is, then I'm in, a very small company. It's possible. But I don't know how giving myself to Jesus would make me in a lower place in hell. And the thing that I saw in that vision of hell when I gave myself to Jesus is that my bonds were freed. So I don't know how any of that shit works, really. Like, that's some Jesus shit. This is why I'm, like, here to talk to the Jesus people about the Jesus shit, to be honest, because, like, I was basically Homer Simpson at that point going, please save me, Jeebus. Like, I did not think that would actually do anything. I did it anyway. I think that's faith. And I drew this in the madness. Okay? That's where this came from. And I think this is what's really going on here on this planet. There is a battle between good and evil, but, like, I think no matter what, you get many, many, many shots, and you decide where you go. You decide what happens to you based on the things that you like. And, like, some of y'all are just choosing to be demons. It's fine. Demons are, well, not very good people, usually. But, like, I guess I'm, like, the thing that I was arguing about God with in the discussion after giving myself to Jesus was, okay, so you just don't like anal sex, so all these people suffer for all eternity? What the fuck is wrong with you, you motherfucker? And the response that I got was, well, babe, chill. Like, okay, chilling. And basically, I was told that no matter where you end up, it ends up being some place that is a lesson for you that you need to have for the next life. If it's you need to spend some time in a cell in hell and then be pulled out of it by Jesus, then maybe that's what happens to your soul. Okay? Or, you need something else. Like, I think the universe gives you what you need in between lives somehow. And this is a, don't fuck with the big dog kind of thing. Sorry, I'm crying. That's really the nature of the whole thing, man. Don't question Big G. There's a lot of shit from a lot of people. And, like, who do you know what reality is? Who do you know? How do you know what reality is? Because, like, the shit that I'm talking about here, when I went looking for something that even looked remotely similar to the shit that I drew, I got Gnosticism, which is like I think it's the original church. Like, they're the heretics. And, like, one of the things I don't think someone understood was when I said that the music is satanic. Music in general is not satanic. Building a cathedral to be in a shape that makes it a fucking giant, like, speaker box for God, and then blaring organ music and all singing in a rhythmic chant, that shit is satanic. That's shit number 5s do, Bubba. Just so you know. That's some big number 5 shit, just in my opinion. You know, I'm not claiming to be perfect either. Like, I'm far from perfect. But at the same time, I think it's odd that everyone thinks that they know the truth or whatever. So, like, fuck it. I'm going to tell you guys what I believe, why I do the things that I do. Because, like, most people don't draw you a fucking picture of the universe that looks like this. Much less with this explanation video. As far as Jesus and what Jesus does, in my opinion, I think Jesus reorganized the universe to be to where it's like I think it is. Where basically you keep coming back to Earth until you get it right. I think before, things might have been different. Things aren't different now. So, like, if you know that you have some leeway here in this space, you know that there are chains waiting if you make wrong choices, but ultimately the people that hold those chains work for God. Because that's kind of the nature of this that I see, is that basically that local God / angel, whatever, this is the one that's like fighting the devil. And they're in this like pitched battle because they're like the spirits that still fight this battle here on Earth. And whether you're in one group or the other doesn't really fucking matter, because you're still a spirit trapped here on Earth. Because, like, the real God of the fucking universe isn't that one. Okay? As far as what the real God of the universe wants, I would go look at, like, being a shepherd or some shit, probably. Go take care of some animals. Like, I think that's, like, part of the thing that, like, Jesus was here to correct, maybe, is, like, the original God, I think, built this place with the mind that, you know, the monkey people would take care of the animals, and, like, that'll all be cool. Like, a very, very childish notion or something. Like, I think it was, if God is an intellect outside of our time and space, maybe we were created very early on in their creation, and as such, they come back here and try to fix things in metal. Maybe we're imperfect. I used to think that we were like a clock, that God built us and that he couldn't go into the clock and fix things. I'm pretty damn sure now that, like, it's like a clock, but it's like a clock that God built every part of, and he knows it like he knows himself. He can remake any part of it because he made it originally. It's crazy to think, man. That's the thing that, like, really blew my mind, is, you know, seeing miracles actually happen in real life. At least to me, the Georgia Guidestones blowing up was what I asked God for the night that I drew this. You can go look into that. I think they were hit by lightning. Which is enough of a miracle to me, man. Especially the where it hit. It hit the languages of the big G God. It hit, there's, you know, multiple sides to that thing. One of them had Arabic on one side and Hebrew on the other. And that's the one that fucking lightning hit. So I don't know. All I know is the message that I got was, don't worry about it. It's kind of like what if the universe is 9 stacked realms and we're in the middle, and you could go up or down, but either place is a place that's perfectly fine to live? Because it's just another world like this. Like, that's like the ultimate thing, is like heaven is just another fucking earth or some shit with less bullshit, maybe. But, like, to be honest, I think a lot of the bullshit on earth is caused by the religious people. What if the point of this place is to get you to abandon religion? I don't think that's what it is, but, like, it's an interesting what if. I'm trying to be less gay, but at the same time, I don't think that I should really have to do that. And, like, the stuff that I'm trying to do is to be less of a fucking slut. Just, like, that's kind of what I was for a while. So, like, I'm striving to be better. And I think that's as much as you can ask of anyone. But at the same time, where do you want to be? Does it even matter where you are? And for those that, like, don't believe in reincarnation and shit, like, you should okay. That's one way to go. Good luck with that. Like, that, this is the part that, like, makes me a heretic, though, is there's no reincarnation in fucking Catholicism or Lutheranism or any of that isms. Pretty sure that Jesus believed in it, though. I don't know that for a fact. It's hard to tell what Jesus really believed in anymore. I say that because everything was written by Christians. Like, I don't know. I question what is reality and everything else too, so. This is where it would help to talk to someone who actually knew more about what the Christians think Jesus actually taught versus what, I don't know, I received via download. Because, I don't know, maybe it's just my own crazy brain making up shit or whatever, but I'm making a new religion for myself, I guess. Maybe we're Satan too here because we're doing that, but I doubt it. My goal in having a church or whatever is to have people to talk to about God that don't dismiss crazy shit. Like, the person that influenced me the most on that is Kristen Beck. I don't know if you know that person or not, but you should look at Valor for Us on Instagram. That's their Instagram page. And just search Kristen Beck in YouTube. There's a Sean Ryan podcast, and that's worth watching. It's like 6 hours, though. That person and I believe very similar shit. And maybe it's because of some of the stuff we've gone through, or maybe some of the stuff we've gone through exposed us to the reality of the universe. I don't know. But I used to be Lutheran when I was a kid, so, like, I get what you're saying, man. I just don't believe the same shit as you. It's okay. Like, I'm technically a fucking Satanist according to you, and you're technically a Satanist according to me, so it's not that bad of a thing, I guess. Just you and Bear Independent and a few other people are these, like, number fives here. Like, you support the world. You make the world go round in a lot of ways. I would say it as being like, I don't know. I don't even know how to put that, man. I think being worldly at all is probably against the teachings of Jesus. And being worldly at all is kind of that shit that makes the world go round. And this is where y'all that are number fives are people that act like they're in hell already, to me. Okay? You know, think that you have to go to a church every Sunday and listen to what someone that you don't like says about you and your beliefs and your life and whatever, then, like, I don't know, like, I'm a pilgrim in an unholy land. I do what I do because there's no one to talk to. I've considered going back to the Lutheran church that I went to as a kid and talking to the pastor. But that would be about the only place I'd probably go. So I guess I'm still a Lutheran. I just have heretical beliefs. But that's okay, because they're my beliefs and I can believe them. I'm encouraging others to not believe what I believe necessarily, but to quest for truth beyond what it says in a book that was written in the Bronze Age. You know, who knows how much of that is even correct? Although it does seem like a lot of like the old gods are coming back now because of like the abandonment of Christianity. And like this is like the gaying up of society or whatever. I don't know. I'm curious to see where all this shit ends. We were headed towards a Star Trek-like future until you decided that you didn't like a slice of the population. Or not you, but the people that don't like gay people. I say you as in like all of the straight white male fuckers watching this, you know. But like there is some of that where like it was decided that you don't like us because you think that we're going to rape your kids or some shit. And I think maybe we should just all not like pedophiles. Because I agree with that. I'm not sure why there's like a segment of the gay movement that is just super cool with the fucking pedophile shit, but it's not the whole movement. And you're just throwing out your family with the bathwater. So, my view. On the Lutheran thing, there was a episode of The Simpsons once where Lisa created life in a little jar, and it was like a petri dish. And eventually she looked down and they had made a church, and there was a little man nailing a thing to the church door. She was like, "Ooh, look, I've created Lutherans." And ever since I saw that, I knew whoever made the fucking Simpsons was a Lutheran, because no one else on earth would make that fucking joke but a Lutheran. Probably one that didn't believe in Lutheranism anymore. But, you know, whatever. I always liked that joke. And, like, I would still consider myself to be a Lutheran. Like, I like Martin Luther and what he did. And, you know, a lot of what I am is questioning shit because Martin Luther questioned a lot of shit. I guess we're questioning different shit. But the stuff that made me question the stuff that we're talking about is after I went through all of this shit, when I went looking for anything that looked like it, I found the Gnostics, which seem to be one of the oldest forms of Christianity that I can find, which means it might be the original. What if Gnosticism is the original Christianity? What if you are wrong and worshiping a Roman false god? That's my message here, man. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but like, I think a lot of you guys, are not like going to hell or some shit, but like you don't get what you're doing or why you're doing it, and you're just taking part in a church. And it's kind of like you said, Shafe, where it's like the people who just go to church and think that they're going to be fine, those people are the ones that are like the most in hell to me. And like probably just above them is me, where I'm like making my own shit up out in the woods. But to be honest, if you experienced Christians at their worst time and time and time again, why would you not start to question things and start to look inward? And looking inward led to, like, honestly, the thing that broke my brain a lot is that this shit looks a lot like the stuff Chris Beck talks about. Why are we both spewing shit about ascension and vibrational energy and shit? And like, I don't know. It's weird. Question everything would be my thing. If you don't want to go to hell, maybe you should determine if you're even in the right religion. That would be my thing. If you think I'm going to hell and all of this is bullshit and I'm some sort of a false prophet or false whatever, I'm not a prophet of anything. I'm here telling you to go study on your own. Look into Gnosticism and basically what happened at the Council of Nicaea with Constantine. And decide for yourself if, Christianity didn't get a Roman rebranding, because it totally fucking did. And I don't trust the Romans at all, because the Bible says not to. So why would you take part in a church that is inherently Roman? They even call themselves Roman Catholics. Which, to be honest, I kind of like the whole fucking magic show of the wizard and all that shit that they got going a lot better than a lot of churches. So, I don't know. I might go become a Catholic. Except for the fact that they come with all sorts of implications of like kid touching now. So it's like back to Lutheranism. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know if there's even a church that would accept me as I am, so. I like making my own. Plus, like the heretical shit. I literally believe such different shit from most Christians that, like, I think I'd have to find a Gnostic church. There might be one somewhere. That's what I should look for. Although I would assume a Gnostic church would be very, very against the transgender shit. Unless they fully get what's going on, then they'd be like, okay. They fully get what's going on, then they'd understand the transgender shit because it's like mentioned in the Bible. I think what's kind of going on here is that America is worshiping the false god Aphrodite or Venus or many other names. And what a lot of people don't get is that god is transsexual. And that's why a lot of things are the way they are. And a lot of the transsexuals are like priestesses of this goddess, basically. You being transsexual doesn't necessarily make you that, I don't think, but a lot of them take part in a lot of different shit that does. I was doing some of it unknowingly. It's like people don't get that aborting babies and some of the shit that they do to do that is like worshiping Baal or Baal, whatever you want to call him, Baal from the Bible. Okay? In the Bible, Aphrodite or Venus's name is Ashtoreth or Asherah, and that's the whole thing. So these are like some of the real forces that are at work on our planet right now that people don't get, that are what they're looking at, because there's most of the culture dismisses all of the Old Testament as being bullshit from the Bronze Age. Well, some of it's not. Okay? And like, I'm trying to sort out what is and is not bullshit from shit the Romans threw into fuck this shit. That's just my opinion. It's like they wanted to continue having their gods pleased, so they set it up in a way that would please their gods and not displease the God of Israel. And you have to walk a very fine line to do that, which most people do not. And this is where the devil comes in, or whatever, probably. I don't fucking know. If there even is a devil. I think the devil is just a collection of the false gods, which are like spirits that run this world, and you can worship them if you want, but they'll destroy your lives. The ancient Jews called them the Shadim, or the destroyers. In Greek, they got called the daimonia. That's where we get the word demons from. So don't worship demons. And like, if that's what you're doing inadvertently by doing some of your gay or transgender shit that you're doing, well, that might be, real bad. And that would be the shit that I'd be worried about. I don't know. I'm trying to be better. But it's really difficult to be better when you view the whole Bible as being against you. I hope this helps. See you guys later.